Harry and Meghan are going to be flying into town.
So, yes, Prince Harry is coming to the UK because he will mark 1 year to go to his Invictus Games being held in Birmingham. So we knew that Prince Harry was coming. The perhaps surprising news is that he's bringing with him Meghan and Archie and Lilibet. And I say that is surprising, not because we know that Harry wants to introduce his children to where he grew up and where he lived and where he's from, but he has said that until his security situation is resolved, he is arguing that he wants automatic protection when guaranteed when he comes to the UK. Until that's solved, he has argued that it is not safe to bring his wife and children here. So that situation as yet has not been, as far as we're aware, resolved, or at least we haven't been told publicly whether it's been resolved or not. So it was surprising to find out that he was bringing them. But it therefore paves the way and starts the questions. Will Harry, Meghan and the children see the king?
And if the security doesn't go the way they want it to go, will Harry then say, oh, well, actually, I'm not going to bring them now after saying that I have brought them? There is a school of thought that has been put to me, is this Harry trying to sort of force the issue by saying, right, I'm going to bring Meghan and the kids, but if this security situation goes against me, then I'm going to leave them at home. Is that why he did it? Or announced it so early?
Well, I mean, can't his dad just pay it? I mean, we now know he's one of the top 100 taxpayers.
I don't think it's about the expense, though, is it? I mean, this whole argument has never been about the money. It's been about the fact that, do you have access to sort of state secrets? In other words, like, will you get intelligence from MI5 and MI6 about the threat to Harry? And you can't buy that stuff. You can't hire private security guards. It's whether or not Harry gets given the full protection, not just physical officers, perhaps, but the full protection of the intelligence services as well. Because, as Harry's team says a lot, he does face more threats in this country than anywhere else he goes in the world. That's what he says. That's what he gets told, and therefore he says, how can I come to the UK with all those threats with my wife and kids if no one's going to sort of look after me while I'm there?
Well, I mean, the vitriol that is stirred up daily regarding his wife, one could argue he has a very good point. There isn't as much vitriol written about many other women in the way in which it is written about Meghan, and that has consequences of which I'm sure both of them are very much aware of.
Hello everyone, it's Miles here. Welcome back to the channel. Can we just talk about the thematic issues I grabbed from listening to that clip? Look, let's keep it 100. People love to look at Harry's security situation and say, oh, look at this rich guy complaining, just hire some security guards. Hold up, that is completely missing the point. Let's talk street-level reality for a second. If you are a regular person and you get into a beef or you feel unsafe, what do? You lock your doors. Maybe you get a bigger dog. If you have crazy money, sure, you hire some big guys in dark suits to stand outside your house. But let's be real. Private bodyguards are basically just expensive bouncers. They can look tough and block a doorway, but they don't know what's happening behind the scenes. What Harry is talking about is a completely different league. He's talking about state-level intelligence. He's talking about the kind of protection where governments are actively monitoring chatter, tracking real threats, and knowing who is doing what before it even happens. You cannot walk into a local store, pull out a credit card, and buy access to government intelligence networks. It does not work that way. No amount of money buys you a direct line to state security data. So when people say he's just being difficult or asking for a free ride, it's just plain wrong. The guy is a dad. He's looking at his kids, Archie and Lilibet, and thinking about the insane level of heat his family draws. He isn't asking for fancy perks. He's trying to make sure his family doesn't get blindsided in an environment that has been toxic to them for years. Honestly, any parent gets this. If you knew your family was facing next-level risks, you wouldn't settle for a basic security guide either. You'd want the real deal. Harry is just doing what any solid father would do, putting his family's safety above the noise, no matter how much the critics love to spin it. Let's talk about how the media handles anything complex these days, because it is wild. You've got this incredibly messy, serious situation involving international law, government security, and a family's literal safety. It's got layers. It's complicated. But the tabloids, they don't want layers. Layers don't make people click a link at 2 a.m. So what do? They take this massive, complicated issue and smash it flat with a hammer until it fits into a trashy 10-word headline. They just repeat the same 3 phrases like a broken record. Harry wants special treatment. Harry is crying again. Harry wants your money. It's like if you went to a mechanic because your car's transmission is completely shot, the computer chips are fried, and the engine is smoking, and the mechanic just looks at you and screams, "You just want a free car wash." Like, bro, what? That's not even the conversation we're having. But see, the media does this on purpose. They know damn well that explaining how state-level intelligence works is boring. It doesn't get people angry, and angry people are the ones who type furious comments and share articles. Nuance doesn't pay the bills. Outrage does. It's completely shady. They are literally rewriting reality to make a quick buck off this man's life. Harry and Meghan are trying to have a real grown-up conversation about protecting their kids, and the press is out here playing middle school games for clout. We've got to stop letting these goofy headlines do the thinking for us, because they are selling us a completely fake story. The way the press treats Meghan Sussex is absolutely nasty, and the game they are playing is completely unhinged. Let's break down the hustle they've been running for years. It is a straight-up toxic loop. First, these trash tabloids spent months writing completely vile, made-up stories to get everyone mad at her. They manufacture the drama out of thin air. Then, once the internet starts moving crazy and acting hostile because of the fake news, the same media outlets turn around, look at the camera, and go, "Wow, look at all this tension. Why is everyone so mad at Meghan? Let's write 10 more articles about how hated she is." Are you kidding me? It's like a guy setting your house on fire, pulling up a lawn chair to watch it burn, and then writing a review complaining about the smoke. You made the smoke, bro. You bought the matches. This isn't standard critique. It's a targeted hit job for clicks, and it's pure bullying. They literally built a factory that pumps out hatred, and then they act shocked when Harry and Meghan decide to pack up and leave the country to protect themselves. They have the nerve to ask, "Oh, why don't they want to hang out with us anymore? Why do they want distance?" Gee, I don't know. Maybe because you spent 5 years turning her into a permanent target just to cash a check. Any regular person with a brain can see through this garbage. If you knew your workplace or a neighborhood treated you with that much pure malice, you'd ghost them so fast their heads would spin. Harry and Meghan did the only logical thing. They chose peace over a rigged game, and honestly, good for them. The press needs to get called out for this nasty behavior because it is straight up garbage.
Let's talk about the absolute Olympic mental gymnastics the media is doing with Harry and Meghan right now, because the hypocrisy is out of control. These commentators are moving the goalposts so fast they're going to pull a muscle. Seriously, let's look at the math on this because it makes zero sense. First, the press spends years crying and throwing a fit because Harry and Meghan moved away. They're yelling, "How dare you leave? Why are you staying in America? You're abandoning everyone." Okay, fine. But then, the second it gets confirmed that they're actually planning to roll up and touch down in the UK, the exact same people switch up instantly. Now they're clutching their pearls and interrogating them like they're border patrol. Wait, why are they coming back? What's the hidden agenda? What are they planning? Bro, pick a struggle. You cannot be mad when they stay away, mad when they explain why they left, and then completely lose your mind when they actually show up. It's like that toxic ex who blows up your phone screaming, "Why don't you ever come see me?" And then the minute you actually pull up to their house, they stand on the porch like, "Why are you looking at me? What do you want?" It is completely unhinged behavior. If you look past the goofy headlines, any regular person can see what's really happening here. The critics aren't actually mad about where Harry and Meghan are standing. They are mad that they can't control them anymore. They hate the fact that this couple looked at a centuries-old royal script, threw it in the trash, and decided to live life on their own terms. They are being punished just for having backbone and making their own choices. But honestly, Harry and Meghan are just out here living their lives, doing what's best for their family, and letting the haters choke on their own confusion. You love to see it. At the end of the day, we need to strip away all the palace noise, the royal rules, and the ridiculous tabloid garbage, because it's blinding people to what's actually happening here. People are treating this like a reality TV show. They talk about Archie or Lilibet like they're fictional characters in a script or plot points for a morning talk show debate. Let's get real for a second. Those are actual real-life little kids. They aren't crops for the UK press to use to sell newspapers, and they aren't pawns in some royal chess game. Let's break this down to a street level. If you are a parent, Your number one job, above your career, above what your neighbors think, above your family drama, is to keep your baby safe, period. If you feel like a place is toxic, dangerous, or full of people who mean your family harm, you don't bring your kids there just to make other people happy. You don't sacrifice your kids' peace of mind for public relations. It's hilarious how the critics act like Harry and Meghan are running some deep, calculated political strategy. Bro, it's called parenting. It is the most basic human instinct on the planet. You protect your pack. The media wants Harry to play the royal role, wave at the cameras and pretend everything is fine while his family gets subjected to wild amounts of hate. But Harry chose to be a real dad instead of a royal robot. He and Meghan looked at the situation and said, "Our kids come first and your weird expectations come last." Any regular person with a heart should be cheering them on for that. They are protecting their kids from a meat grinder, and honestly, that's just being a good mom and a good dad. This whole situation is the ultimate showdown between the old school mindset and modern reality. Think about it like this. You've got the monarchy, which is basically an ancient, rigid corporate office that hasn't updated their handbook since the year 1400. Their entire vibe is, shut up, do your job, look miserable, and suppress your feelings because that's how great-great-great-grandpa did it. Then Harry and Meghan roll up like, yeah, actually, we care about our mental health, we love our kids, and we aren't going to let this place destroy our peace. It is a total system crash. The palace literally does not know how to compute two people who refuse to be miserable for the sake of tradition. Let's bring this down to a street level because regular people deal with this exact same garbage all the time. It's like when you start a new job or try to change things up in your own family, and the older generation starts losing their minds just because you want to do things differently. You tell your old school boss or an old school relative, hey, I'm feeling burnt out. I need a break to take care of my mind. And they look at you like you just spoke alien. They're like, back in my day, we worked 20-hour days in the snow and never cried. Okay, cool, but it's 2026 and we actually like ourselves now. The media acts like Harry and Meghan are trying to overthrow the whole system. Bro, they aren't trying to burn the building down. They just asked for a window to be opened because the air in there is completely stale. They chose their own happiness, their own marriage, and their mental health over an ancient script that tells them to stay quiet and take the abuse. The critics are furious because Harry and Meghan prove that you can walk away from a toxic situation and build a beautiful, independent life on your own terms. It's a masterclass in setting boundaries, and honestly, we should all be taking notes. That's all for today, everyone. Huge shout out to all of you for kicking it with me. I am your host, Miles, and I am officially out of here. If you're sick of the trash media playing games and you're rocking with Harry and Meghan choosing peace over the circus, do me a solid. Smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments below, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown. Take care of yourselves, look out for your own peace, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.